The first part of this video is you're going to see back in the beginning of January, Mari and I pick out 3 books from my TBR, and I didn't really explain that, but that's what I'm doing because I'm doing this like reading my TBR project by, in part, using a TBR jar. Yeah, I've put everything in here that is presently with me that I haven't read, or that is a reread that I really do want to get to, like, you know, not just one that like of a book I read like last year, but like a book that I've been meaning to reread for years. So that's all in here, this kind of ugly jar. So that's what we're gonna see, and then I'll like update you with how that reading went for this month.
It's in focus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, okay. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me which ones you want me to get.
Can you see Lotta's nose? No.
Oh, a little bit. We gotta show her off.
Yes. Oh,
look at the puppy. Oh, look at the puppy.
Oh, little rat. Hamnet! Oh my gosh, okay. Mari's picking 3 choices, and then I can put 1 back. The Loved and Envied by Enid Bagnold.
Can't read it handwriting.
Yeah, I realised, sorry.
No, I don't know. Oh.
Oh, it's Virginia Woolf and
Yeah,
Vita Sackville-West.
no, I understood that
letters.
instinctually, yeah.
Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, let's get them.
No, Mari, I only need 1 shelf in your bookshelf. It should be fine.
I was gonna be like, could I please have some more?
Yeah.
Alright, this is the 3 of them. This is actually a book written by somebody who I loved, whose book I loved, The Squire. And then I saw this in a charity shop and I was like, oh, I love that author's book, I should get more. And it has a nice cover, I think.
Very you cover.
This one is a lot about grief. I think this is the one I'm going to not read.
Yeah.
Wow, it's also got large text though. That's always very nice. I really don't like it when they're small. Anyway, this is like a historical fiction book. This is like a classic, I believe, about like aristocrats and being beautiful or not being beautiful. And this is a collection of letters between Virginia Woolf and Vita Sackville-West. I think this one I'm definitely going to read because I really want to read it. Maybe I'll start reading it right now.
It's the one with those great like horny Tumblr poems, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I miss your long legs.
Yes, yeah. Cool, okay, thanks for picking those out, Mari. I think we have been out of focus this whole time. Oh well.
How out of focus? Oh, okay, I guess somewhat out of focus.
Yeah.
Shit.
So yeah, Mari picked Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, The Loved and Envied by Enid Bagnold, and the love letters of Virginia Woolf and Vita Sackville-West. And I didn't pick this one up at all, which is what I expected. And I have actually already put back the slip of paper into this jar. In terms of the other 2, it was fairly successful, I would say. I read the love letters in full and I really enjoyed it. I think the introduction by Alison Bechdel is quite a lot of fun, and I think they're just like very deeply romantic and really beautiful, and I really enjoyed the insight I got into like literary culture, especially of the 1920s, and all of the different processes of like writing novels from both of them. I think of the 2 actually Vita is the better letter writer, in part because she writes way more letters than Virginia, but yeah, I think it's really beautiful and a moving like collection of letters. It's definitely not all of them, it is still like a selected collection, but they are just wonderful, so yeah. I didn't really like, I mean, I think the cover of this book is pretty awful. The only good thing about it is like the colour. And one thing I really dislike is in the book they differentiate between the 2 women's letters by using different font, or at least one of them is italicized and one of them is not, and Vita is italicized and Virginia isn't. And Vita writes way more letters than Virginia, apart from the years where her letters have been lost, but even then like there's probably more from her anyway, and it's just like really small and difficult to see. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out like a way of maybe reading a couple of these letters on the days that they were written and like sharing them. But yeah, I would really recommend this, and I'm really glad that like I actually read this. I did mean to read it last year, and like I've obviously read a couple of these anyway, just like being on the internet and being gay, so good to read the whole. Yeah, because that's also the other thing that's really lovely, is you get this like really nice view of like their relationship and the way that like it developed and changed, but also how like at its core it kind of did stay the same in a lot of ways, which is just really sweet, and yeah, I like that a lot. Then the second book was The Loved and Envied by Enid Bagnold. I got to chapter 9, which is 78 pages in. I just really wasn't enjoying this, and I can't decide whether to just like completely give it up or to keep going with it. I think I'd maybe take a break from this and then read it in March, and if I don't read it then I'll get rid of it. Or I was thinking I could wait till February. I don't know, it's just like, I feel like some loyalty to Enid Bagnall because I loved that first book from her that I read, which was from 1938, which was The Squire. But this is like 12 years later or whatever, and it's just like quite racist, and I don't think it's doing it like as a point, you know, it's just, that is how it is. Even if it was doing it as a point, I think I'd still find it bad, but like, it's even worse, if that makes sense, like that it's just like the casualness of how not good it is. And it is about like a bunch of really wealthy people, and I really like reading from older characters, so there's like 50 to 70-year-olds I guess, like in this as like main characters, and then maybe one young person. And so yeah, like I want to read more from the perspectives of older people, because like I barely read older protagonists. I feel like that's a very common like thing that is understood about books, unfortunately. But it's bad. And like Enid Bagnall wrote this when she was in her 50s, I think, and so like it is about aging and beauty and stuff, but like it's just a real shame. Honestly, it's just a shame. Basically, I think the ultimate conclusion with this book is that like I will probably not read it and give it away, which is a shame, but sometimes you've got to deal with the reader that you are rather than the one that you like imagine yourself to be, I guess. So yeah, I'm really glad that I did this, and it was really nice to read the love letters and to see how strange and queer and lovely they were still. And although it wasn't like great, I'm glad that I started to read The Loved and Envied. So yeah, thank you for checking in with this first edition of my TBR jar challenge. I'm not sure like what I'm going to name it or how exactly I'm going to be doing this, but I hope that you'll be okay if this develops into a different shape or form as the year goes by. I am excited to read the books that I got Amanda to pick for my February TBR, so look forward to an update on those in March probably. Also, satisfyingly, I'm not going to zoom in on this, but like this is the note that says Virginia Woolf and Vita Sackville-West letter, so I can rip this up because I read it and I don't have to put it back in my TBR jar. And I think with this one I'm going to keep it in the book, or maybe I'll get like a smaller little jar to put like books that I started for this project and I haven't finished, and then maybe at the end of the year I'll go through them, and that's when I'll like really get rid of them all or finish reading them. But that's something I still need to decide. And if you've read any of these books or you have any thoughts about them, definitely let me know. And yeah, if you're doing like a project like this, also let me know if you want. I hope it's going okay for you. Bye! I'd never say fuck on my channel though.
You gotta bleep it now.
Yeah, for sure.
Fuck. I know you're not gonna bleep it, so it's just gonna be me. Yeah, that's worse almost.